Today, I am going to review the soundcore Nebula X1 Pro projector. This is a new triple laser 4K projector from Anker. And I gotta say, this is one of the wildest and craziest and coolest products I have ever reviewed on this channel. I was approached by Anker to review this projector, and honestly, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So they sent me the projector, thank you, Anker, and when it arrived in two very large boxes. And the delivery guy asked me, he says, do you want me to bring these into your house? Because they're really heavy. And so I was more than happy to have him do the heavy work at that time. Now, you know it had to be heavy when the delivery guy is like, these things are heavy. But once I got them in and I got them unboxed and I saw firsthand what I was actually looking at, the potential of this product really caught on. I see so many uses for this amazing product. Now, what is this thing? Basically, it is an all-in-one home theater, and you can set it up inside or outdoors. You want to have a big neighborhood movie night in your backyard? This is the product for you. You want to set up a big screen in front of your swimming pool and swim in your pool while you watch Jaws? This product will do that. You want to set up some event where people can have microphones and they can speak to a large crowd and also give a presentation? This product will do that. The potential and the possibilities are endless. And I got to say, this thing is, it's pretty cool. It's quite cool. Now, what is it? It is a projector that's inside of a case that it basically looks like a rolling suitcase. It literally even has a pop-up handle that you can pop it up and then you can drag it behind you, and it has wheels. And so you don't drag it, you roll it, and you roll it behind you like you would a carry-on suitcase. And it's the same thing with the screen. It collapses down into a bag that has a pop-up handle and it has wheels, and so you can roll it behind you. Now, the screen and the projector, I mean, there's a lot here. So let's talk about how this thing, what it looks like, right? So the screen is a 200-inch air-up, blow-up screen, and it comes with a battery-powered pump. It's super easy. You just connect it up, hit the inflate button, and the thing inflates, and then you have this massive 200-inch screen. Now, you're probably thinking, hey, won't that thing blow away? Well, yes, it could potentially do that, and that's why they've included 4 bags that you can fill with water, and then it has ropes attached to the screen, and then you can secure it to these bags to give it stability, and so it won't blow away. It also has additional rings, metal rings along the base that you could stake down if you wanted to, and to add extra reinforcement to that. It has a lens cover that you manually pull down the lens cover, and then you power it on. And once it's powered on, it goes through this AI spatial recognition function where it does a scan of what's in front of it, and then it automatically sizes the picture to fit the screen. And it works quite well. There were a few little hiccups where if the screen was kind of tilted, or the projector was set on uneven ground, and so the projector was kind of tilted, sometimes it would kind of snap to the size that it thought it should be, and then it would be kind of tilted. But I was able to fix that by making sure that the projector was level and then getting the screen as close to level as I could. And then once that was set up correctly, then it very quickly would size the picture and also fix the keystone. Now, if you're not familiar with keystone is where you're projecting an image and say the top end of the image is wider than the bottom. So it's kind of like an offset shape like this. Well, it automatically corrects for that. It has an image sensor, a distance sensor that senses how far away the screen is from the projector, and then it automatically adjusts those corners to make it perfectly square. It also has the function where you can actually go in and manually adjust those corners if you want to. The Nebula X1 Pro supports both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. In fact, this is a 7.1.4 Dolby Atmos setup, and it accomplishes that through a combination of 4 wireless speakers along with 2 subwoofers. with a combined total of 14 drivers and a combined output of 400 watts. There are a couple different configurations that you can use these speakers. The first is to leave them connected to the bass, kind of like a sound bar across the front. The other option is to actually remove the speakers and set them up. Now, all 4 speakers do include feet on the bottom, and so you can stand them up. And this goes for the front speakers as well as the surround speakers. So after you remove them, they connect automatically, wirelessly, back to the bass. And the surround speakers are stored right here. And like I mentioned, they also have feet. So I'm going to set up these surround speakers and see how it sounds.
With the sight and sound of Dolby technology. This is Dolby Atmos. Now, sound moves around you in 3-dimensional space with breathtaking audio quality. It brings the on-screen action alive and immerses you in every moment. Whether the soundscape sets the mood of a scene,
Whoa! What is this place? Come on, you guys, let's go!
or captures the full extent
Do you want to know my secret?
of nature's fury.
All in all, I am very impressed with the sound from the Nebula X1 Pro. I was really impressed while playing demo clips from Dolby Atmos tracks, how well it was able to render the surround sounds. They're very distinct. When they're doing the demo and there's voices that are happening at the back, like behind you, those were coming through very distinctly through the surround speakers. It works very well. It's able to decode Atmos and it knows where to send the sounds. So now I'm going to show you a really cool feature when it comes to the audio, where you can actually calibrate it and manually set where you want the main listening position to be. So to do this, you first go to the settings menu and then you select display and sound, then go to sound, and then go down here to flex wave. And then with flex wave, you set calibrate. Now, I have already set up the speakers. So I've got the speakers. If the speakers are still in the bass, you get an error message. But I've already set up the speakers. I've got the two in the front and then the 2 set for the surround. So I've already done the calibration process, but now for the video, I'm going to do recalibrate. So we'll do recalibrate. It's going to play some really, really loud sounds and you'll see what happens. And now it's calculating the listening sweet spot. So now it's done everything. And now what you can do is you can manually set where you want your main listening position to be. Now I'll select it here and it's going to start playing music. And on the video, you won't really be able to tell just how dramatic the changes are as I adjust it, but I'll kind of describe it as I'm going through it. So I'm going to select manual adjust seat position. So now, right now it's saying this is where the main listening position is. And then if you move it around, move it back, these speakers get louder, but the rear speakers aren't as loud. And then if I move the main listening position forward, the front speakers get quieter, the rear speakers get louder. And the same thing when I move it from side to side, it adjusts. And right here in the middle, everything's kind of the same sound. This is a very cool feature where you can set up anywhere, set up your speakers, and then run this calibration process, and it'll optimize your sound. Now, not only does the Nebula X1 Pro have really good sound built into the bass, it also has not 1, but 2 microphones. And you can use these microphones for giving presentations to a large group or karaoke. And since there's 2 of them, you can even do a duet. And these things are super easy to use. All you have to do is just press and hold the power button. It powers on. It automatically connects. That's it. It also has a feature that I've never seen before. It's an AI vocal removal feature. So this button here at the top of the mic, if you press it, it's the AI vocal removal button. So right now it says AI vocal removal low. If you want to crank it up even more, you press it again and then it goes to high. And then if you press it again, it turns it off. And I've tested this and it is surprisingly effective. Even on the low setting, it almost completely removes all of the vocals, especially the lead vocals. You can still hear a little bit of the backup vocals. Once you go to high, you basically can't hear the vocals at all. It's actually really effective. So that's great for karaoke because then you can pull up any song you want, play it, enable the AI vocal removal tool, and you got a karaoke machine. When it comes to contrast, this projector has a 5,000 to 1 native contrast and a 56,000 to 1 dynamic contrast ratio. And it accomplishes that through a 6-blade iris system. This all works behind the scenes and it works very well. The image quality on this projector is very impressive. I initially set it up kind of around dusk, so before the sun had gone down completely, so there was still, some ambient light, and honestly the picture was much better than it appears on the video that I got of it. And then after the sun went down, it was super bright. This projector puts out 3,500 ANSI lumens. So it is a very bright projector, and it had no trouble projecting a crystal clear image on that 200-inch screen. Not only that, it has autofocus, which is an awesome feature because you're not having to be down there trying to manually dial in the focus. It just does it automatically and it works very well. Now, when it comes to the throw ratio of this projector, it has a throw ratio of 0.9 to 1 up to 1.5 to 1. And it does have an optical zoom, which I really appreciate because optical, obviously better than digital, because with digital zoom, you are losing resolution as it shrinks the image within its projected image. Now, in the case of the soundcore Nebula X1 Pro, it actually has a liquid cooling system, which means it is able to keep the projector cool with less fan noise. So it's quieter than what it would be if it were using just an air cooling system. Now, what are your options as far as content? Thankfully, this unit does come with Google TV loaded on board. So you can connect this thing up to Wi-Fi and then you have access to all of the apps. Netflix, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, they're all there. You can stream them directly from the projector. And all it needs is a Wi-Fi connection. Now, one of the issues that I've observed with projectors that I've reviewed previously is that when they have Google TV used as like a dongle, it's like a dongle that attaches to the projector, they're usually pretty laggy. When you use the remote, it is not very responsive. Fortunately, in the case of the Nebula X1 Pro, that is not a problem. This remote is extremely responsive. It's very snappy. You can very quickly switch between all of these different menu options. It's just very responsive. And I think part of it is because the remote is communicating directly with the projector instead of with a dongle, which then communicates to the projector. And so it's just very quick, it's very snappy, very responsive, not a problem. Now, if you want to connect up an external source, say an Apple TV or a Blu-ray player or anything like that, it has multiple ports to connect basically anything. It has USB-A, USB-C, HDMI, Bluetooth, all of that. You pretty much can connect anything you want. In summary, I think this projector is a really, really cool concept. Right now, the projector is in pre-production and it has a Kickstarter. And I think, you'll have to verify this, but I think the price on it is about $3,000 if you get in on the Kickstarter. And right now, if you put down a $100 deposit before September 23rd, you can save an extra $300. Also, note that the inflatable screen is sold separately. Once it goes into production, I believe the price is going to be somewhere between $4,000 and $5,000. This is a really cool projector. It's a lot of fun. I actually took it over to my brother-in-law's house and set it up. And once we got it set up, his wife came out and she's like, oh, wow, this is much cooler than I was expecting. And it's true. It actually is so much cooler than you would think. It is a ton of fun. You could have 50 people over from your neighborhood, pile into your backyard, and you'd have movie night. You can have it set up inside your room. You know, say you have an apartment and you can't really set up a permanent projector. Well, you could just have this thing in the closet, wheel it out, point it at the wall, and it's going to automatically just set the picture. It's going to fix that keystone. It's going to do the autofocus, all of it. And it actually even has a feature where it will adjust based on the color of your wall, so that you get the most natural and the most true to the content coloring, and it'll adjust it based on the color of your wall. If this is something that interests you, I will link to it in the description box. And as always, thanks for watching.